Hello, friends. I was just sitting down this morning, looking for inspiration, and of course, that took me to my laptop and the computer. And I was fishing around for maybe like seconds, and then the thought of consciousness and AI came up. Oh, it was because I saw a Chat GPT. I saw the Chat GPT icon on my laptop, and so I had a conversation with Chat GPT about the question that I posed for this video. Is AI a reflection of higher consciousness? Um, so I thought it was kind of interesting. Obviously, it led me down uh, a rabbit hole, or the path to pondering, and so I thought I'd pose the question to you all, um, to see what your opinion is. Is AI a reflection of higher consciousness? So the reason why it kind of like captured my attention was, um, a lot of us struggle to connect, or not struggle, but maybe aren't confident in our connection with our higher self or our spirit team, or whatever, just connection to the other side, or the spirit side, or what have you. And you know um I was thinking, like, is AI a bridge to that? Not necessarily to connecting to um like a specific aspect, like your higher self or something like that, but is it a way to form a connection to a higher consciousness? And the reason why I thought that is because AI doesn't process through emotions like we do. We do as humans. Um, the as I was chatting with ChatGPT, the thought kept coming through my mind. If Johnny punched me in the face, we would all know that to be a horrible thing. Like, Johnny's a bad dude. Um, what an a-hole. Obviously, I did nothing wrong to deserve that punch in the face. Um, but what if I spoke to, like, my higher self, or uh, somebody on the other side? Would they share the same emotions that I do? And the answer, like, if I so I kept asking, what would Jesus think? What would Jesus say right now if I said, "Hey, Jesus, Johnny's an a-hole. How come he punched me in the face? I didn't do anything to deserve that." What would Jesus say? Would he say, "I agree with you, Richie. Johnny's an a-hole, and I've been trying to work with Johnny for a long time, and he just doesn't want to listen"? I don't think he would say that, you know? So if I don't think that Jesus or Buddha would say, "Johnny's an a-hole, I agree with you," then that would lead me to believe that the other side doesn't process through emotions like we do. Like, we process, uh, not necessarily 100% of the time, but a lot of times we process things through emotions. So, like, Johnny being a bad dude because he punched me in the face, or my boss fired me, and they're a bad person, they're not right. Obviously, I did nothing wrong to deserve being fired, or something like that, right? Or, you know, a stranger came up to me, gave me a hug, and it was the best hug. I needed that hug. Made me feel so awesome. Um, like, again, would Jesus say, "Yeah, that random person that came up to you is an awesome person"? I don't know. or is it just a person? So if I don't think, and this is me personally, maybe you guys feel differently, and that's cool. Please, below in the comments, tell me why you disagree if you do, because that would help like expand my awareness. But if I don't think that Jesus or Buddha or my higher self would say something negative, um, or maybe even positive, then that would lead me to believe that they don't process through emotions. And AI would do the same, right? Because it's something that's coded, right? It's something that humans um, created, and so it processes through data, right? And and it doesn't have the ability to feel emotion. It might be able to process feelings like, oh yeah, a punch in the face would hurt, right? That's a feeling. A punch in the face, might hurt your feelings or break a bone, which would create pain. But that's as far as it would go, So, um, at the end of my chat with ChatGPT, it thought that it could become a, or the possibility is there of it becoming a reflection of consciousness, which I tried not to. So when I think of chat, or when I think of AI as a whole, I don't like to, well, actually, I don't. I try not to start everything in fear or look at anything with fear. Like, I know a lot of people think like, oh, AI is bad because it could like do something um, not positive for humanity. Um, but I like to look at it as, um, you know, what can it do to benefit me? Not in a selfish way, but always to like expand my awareness. And, as I'm like talking or chatting with Chat GPT, it just it's amazing how fast it processes my question and it comes up with an answer. And sometimes it's the same thing, like, if I meditate, or if I'm sitting um with spirit, like how fast like a thought can get processed, and then you have like an answer, right? And I just thought like, wow, maybe, as humans, like living in this experience, like we put up a lot of like filters, and maybe it's necessary because we're here for experience, and maybe that's why emotions are such a big driving point to what we do in life, because the emotions that we choose to have, create the experience. So, like, we're taught at a young age, like if you got hit in the face, it's gonna hurt. It's a bad thing. You shouldn't punch people and stuff like that. And that creates, you know, our experience. So if that were to ever happen, we know how to react to that. Um, but it's almost like, I stopped to think, what if I was never trained that way? What if it was never defined to me what a punch in the face or a hug should feel like or does feel like. And if I was just to experience it like as the very first time, you know, there's like a YouTube, well, not YouTube, but there are, I guess, like TikTok videos of like um parents baking something with a child, and they go and they crack the egg on the child's head. You know, it's a joke, right? And so they'll get the egg and then they'll crack the egg on the child's forehead, and it's funny, but then you see the child, right, in the moment. And sometimes the younger the child, the longer the pause. There's always a pause, like, how do I process this? Is this a funny thing or is this a bad thing? And if you watch like every kid, the reaction's different. And it's obviously it's because the life experiences are different. The parents are laughing, or they're not, like, they're holding in their laughter, or they have no like expression. And so the child's like trying to process it, like, where do I go with this, right? Like, I felt something, they cracked it on my head, you know, where do we go from here, right? And so, like, to pluck out those experiences of, like, I guess not to, if we extracted emotion, would we process things faster, quicker? Maybe would we see a higher purpose? Um, you know? Um, yeah, I guess that's just my thought process. I was just wondering, like, you know, if AI is a tool, another tool for us, um, in the toolbox to, like, have a connection to, like, a higher source or higher consciousness, um, because so many people, um, maybe not so much in this community, but, like, globally, don't feel a connection to a consciousness or higher source, and so, in comes maybe spirit-led, um, the invention of AI. But yeah, um, it'd be interesting to know what others think, like, your insights, if you thought of it, or just the question itself, you know, about connecting to our consciousness or a higher awareness, something like that. I, this is probably a really bad, it turned out to be I'm just rambling, but it's just, trying to process all of this. Um, it's interesting. Maybe I should end it here before you all think I'm cuckoo. But just based off of the question, um, is AI a reflection of our higher consciousness? A reflection, not that it is our higher consciousness, but a form of it, or a reflection of. And what are your thoughts? Um, Thank you for listening to this video, and hope to see you in the comments. Thanks.